Hello and welcome to Quiet Transformations. I'm Chuankung Shakya, and today is New Year's Day 2017. I have uploaded many videos and or I've created many videos, but I haven't uploaded them. I'm going to get in Lotus at the moment. Okay, so I've created many videos, I haven't uploaded them, so I'm going to start sharing a lot more. I'm going to share my videos as they are. That's one of the reasons I didn't share them is that I was hoping to edit them. They're going to be unedited. There will be whatever is there. I do some of the videos in my yard and some of them here in the studio. Today I'm going to share a short yogic practice. I'm also starting a 40-day fast, and I would say you can join me, but you can join me if I get these uploaded. You can join me later by going through the videos, but the 40-day fast is see, there will be lots of ums because I am not editing this. There will be lots of, I'm going to have juices for the most part. Today, so far, I have had coconut water. I like to start my day with coconut water. Fresh from the coconut. There's bottled coconut water. I find that my body reacts to it as if it is sugar water. I will talk probably later more about fasting and why fasting. Actually, I'm going to add a little bit about that now. I have been juice fasting for, oh my gosh, 10 years now. I started in 2007. I have been a raw vegan for 21 years, starting in 1996. And that's not 100% raw. I've done a lot of 100% raw, but I've always, reserved the right to eat cooked food sometimes. However, going 100% raw has cured me of Candida, which I had for 17 years. And then at one of my times of eating cooked food, I got Graves' disease. And the Graves' disease, again, as I had done with Candida, I went to many doctors, and they were unable to help me. I followed the doctor's orders. Many of them said the reason that I had the Graves' disease was probably my diet. I needed fats, I needed meat, and so on. And I followed their orders even after being raw vegan for many years. In fact, as far as that's concerned, raw vegan technically is 80% raw, at least. And I have pretty much done that for the past 21 years. I have had some periods in there, just as I was just explaining about eating some meat when I thought perhaps it would be helpful. I was also for a long time an ovo-vegetarian while being 80% raw. So it's more like, I was 80% raw, but not so much vegan. The vegan is a much newer thing for me. I, did really like to keep eggs in my diet. I have been raw vegan, really without dairy, I would say just over a year. Because for a while I did some raw dairy too. I did not ultimately find that helpful either. But again, I believe in experimenting with your body and what it tells you. That is the most important thing for dietary change for your health. And what I'm getting at here is that being 100% raw, again, helped me with the Graves' disease. After only 2 weeks, I kept trying to do it on my own, and I'm very, very accustomed to eating raw on my own, of course, but I went to Hippocrates after the Graves' disease, after eating cooked food and meat and so on. I went to Hippocrates, and I believe it was only 1 week before I came off of my medication. And yes, being on medication was really hard for me because I was accustomed to, I never take even anything for a headache. In fact, if I have anything like a headache, people will tell me like, oh, take, why don't you take a Tylenol or an Advil or something? And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess you're right. So I'm not accustomed to taking anything. And I was on medication for maybe 1 month, and I was like, yeah, no, this isn't going to work for me. And I went to Hippocrates, went back to being all raw, and 1 week, no more medication. My heart rate came down from 130s to back into a regular range under 90. And I have not looked back. I haven't been 100% raw even since then. That was in 2014. Even while I was 100% raw, I then developed Lyme disease. I get it all. But no matter what I get, raw foods and fasting are what have helped me. And in fact, I can say too, though, if you're raw, stay away from too much sugar. And and some people, the 80-10-10, I've never done 80-10-10. 80-10-10 people will tell you you can have as much sugar as you want, dried fruit, whatever. For me, this has not been good, but I've never actually followed the exact 80-10-10 protocol. I have continued to eat my fats, and it probably shows. So my point is, it's not some sort of perfection, no matter how you do it. But for me, no matter what has come my way health-wise, 100% raw has generally taken care of it. When it hasn't, again, it's because I've eaten too many, processed raw foods. Processed raw foods, meaning you go and you buy them and they're in a package. Or dried fruit. And I found that dried foods or dried fruit from the store is much more dry than if you dehydrated it yourself. Meaning they must dry it out a whole lot more than you normally would at home. But the Lyme disease, I still haven't quite taken care of it yet. That's one of the things I'm fasting for, because that's the other piece is, again, some people, like 80-10-10 people, will say, just don't even juice. Okay, that's one of the ways I haven't done 80-10-10. But for me, I have found that regular juicing, periods of juicing, are extremely helpful for reeling me in when I get to the point of, well, I'm having too much of this or I'm having too much of that and I have a new illness to deal with. It's that fasting that takes care of it, and the raw pretty much keeps everything just fine. And I have talked so much that, bottom line, This is not going to be a yoga video. This is just about fasting. And fasting from the perspective of juice fasting and what illnesses it can help deal with. And when I say help deal with, I mean like get rid of. These are illnesses that people struggle with for years, as I did. These are illnesses which people are on medication for the rest of their lives. These are illnesses that will kill you if you continue. And so raw foods is a really, really powerful healing tool. And that's all I'm going to say there, and that is it for this video. I thought I was going to be doing some yoga here, but I'll do another video for that. Happy New Year and blessings.